Happy Friday. Welcome to episode 213 of Why Did I Buy This? This series started as a way to help crafters find unique ways to use the products that they have in their collections. But this is also a great series for those of you who are wondering what's new and exciting and what sorts of things you need to be successful as a paper crafter. My name is Lindsay Mann. I'm from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I have been a Stampin' Up! Independent crafter for 22 years. I love being a Canadian small business, and I'm so excited to get to share different techniques with you. As you tune in, make sure you say hi. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Of course, if you're watching the replay, you can let me know that too. I have been crafting up a storm with this week's product. It is like chef's kiss amazing. Oh, hello, Melinda. It's so much fun to play with. It literally made me squeal the first time that I used it. So I'm very excited to share with you what it is, and I hope you love it too. Of course, we just recently had a new catalog released by Stampin' Up. It's the annual catalog. I love Mexico. I've been to many places in Mexico. I backpacked through Mexico for a few months after university. So it is a great time to see new product because we have so many different new products available. Happy Pool Party Friday, Sharon. Yes, Pool Party, if you don't know, is my absolute favorite color. So I use it a lot. Of course, color is so personal. So if it's not your favorite color, it's okay. We can still be friends, but hopefully you won't be offended by my overuse of the color Pool Party. Yeah, so lots and lots of crafting. I have a bazillion projects to show you. And I have a few things that I wanted to share with you. So the first one is Stampin' Up! Has a promotion on until May 31st, 2025 of our demonstrator starter kit. Now this starter kit is a great deal at any time, but at this time we have a value add-on. So instead of our normal $165 of products for $135, in Canada, you're getting $220 of your choice of products for just $135, and the shipping is free. So it's a really, really, really amazing value. And of course, one of the perks of being a demonstrator, not only do you get to see all the new products first, you get to order them before anybody else, but you get to order them at a discount, which is always a great way to, and a smart way to add to your craft collection. So our promotion on this ends tomorrow night at midnight, May 31st at midnight. So if you've been thinking about it, if it's been in the back of your mind, let me tell you, there's no strings attached. It really is as simple as getting some great craft supplies at a discount and then enjoying a discount on your own purchases. So it's a really, really great deal. You also get to be part of my Cloud9 Stampers community, and I offer a custom class for you guys once a month called Tips and Techniques, and it's a great little happy community to find like-minded crafters that are positive and fun to craft with. The other thing I wanted to mention is, hello, Brenda, that we have a promotion happening on a scrapbooking virtual retreat. So this is the first time that Stampin' Up! Has offered this. And the beauty of it is when you purchase your month-by-month album retreat kit, it automatically registers you for the 3-day event. It's a virtual event. It'll be in a Facebook group, and there will be replays available through YouTube. And it is a great way to get 12 months of scrapbooking done in 3 days. Of course, if you want to spread it out over 3 days, that's up to you. You're the boss of you. You get to do it however you want. But it is a great, great way to do that. The other thing that's nice about it, because it's product that's registering you for this event, you are going to get Stampin' Rewards on your purchase. So in Canada, you'll get $34 of Stampin' Rewards that you can apply then to whatever you want on your next order. It could be you want to get your album for a discounted price or whatever. And of course, if you're a demonstrator, you're also getting discounts on those things on top of it. So lots of fun news. I have a scrapbooking class coming up on June 14th. I do have a couple of spots left. So if you're local or you live in Canada and would like me to ship it to you, make sure you reach out and save your spot, because I am in the process of getting those things ordered and getting them cut and prepped. So let me know. And I have another class coming up on I want to say it's the 18th. Am I right? I am right. The In Color Bingo class. We play some fun games of bingo. And then we also are going to be making projects using our new 5-in colors. These are the trendy colors of the year. They're beautiful. And so you can go ahead and register for that. I have just like a few spots. That's a very popular class. Okay, so I'm gonna do the awkward transition so you can see my hands, and we're gonna get started with some crafting, and I hope you enjoy the projects that I'm going to share with you today. They've been really fun to make. So let me just get this awkwardly transitioned. I'm so sorry for this. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I just had to do it real quick. I mean, I could try to make you do it slow and try not to make you seasick, but here we go. Okay, so just a reminder, here's the starter kit special. So like I said, $220 Canadian, $135. I will put the link in the description of this video. And here we've got that album retreat. Like I said, your purchase is your registration. So July 16th to 18th is when that class goes live, and you'll have the replays available. It's $340 Canadian, which is a really great value for 24 scrapbook pages. Okay, so today's product is kind of amazing. It reminds me a lot of being a kid. And that is this new product called the Metallic Textured Rub-ons. So remember when you were a kid, this was like probably in your sticker collection, you would get these rub-ons and there was a little popsicle stick with it, and you could, you know, transfer those little images to it. I'll try to get it so it's not so shiny for you. So this one comes in silver and in gold. You can see that I am well into my metallic rub-ons. There's 2 different designs of each of the metallics. So you have 2 silver and 2 gold, so 4 sheets in total. And I will let you know that I have partnered with my pal Meg Loven of Loven Stamps, and we have something called the Why Did I Buy This Maker Club. So if you like Why Did I Buy This and you're looking to sort of take your passion to the next level, you can join the Maker Club, and you get a curated box of products every month. It's $35 Canadian, and with that box you get a VIP Zoom and a virtual class where you get to see how Meg and I have used these products to inspire you with your products. So in this month's kit, we included metallic rub-ons as well as many other things. But I do have 2 kits left. So if you live in Canada and you wanted to give this a go, just give me a message and I can send that to you. It's just $35 and I'll send you the replay of that class. Okay, so let's get started with some projects. I am going to bring in a die set. This is called, let me turn it over and just check, the Sentimental Framing Dies. So these dies come with a greeting stamp set that's more related to like the thinking of you sympathy side, but the frames themselves are very, very functional. I use them a lot. I'm finding that I'm getting a lot of great labels and scrapbooking journaling places and frames from it. So this is one that I would say would be a great addition to your collection. So with that, I have gone ahead and cut out from my crumb cake this little frame right here. So I'm just going to set these aside, and I'm going to bring in a little pokey tool and just make sure I've got the little dots poked out. This happens sometimes when you have a detailed die. The paper kind of wants to hold on for dear life. So you can just use your pokey tool and get rid of any of that excess paper that you don't want to see there. Okay, so now we're going to do a shaker card. It's been a while since I've done a shaker card. And I just really love this idea with the rub-ons. So here's my frame. This is what's going to be where we frame it. And when you get a photopolymer stamp set, so this would be an example of a photopolymer stamp set. When you get it, your stamp set actually comes on a window sheet like this. And so I have just removed my stamps from the window sheet and I stick it right inside the container And then I can use the window sheets for other projects. So I'm going to use this. It's kind of like a found material. Just saving the earth, you know, keeping things from the landfill. So we're going to use this, this window sheet. But before I add it to my frame, I'm going to bring in those beautiful textured rub-ons here. So let me see where I put my, there we go. So here's how you can use them. So I don't know if you remember grade school and using these rub-ons when you were little. Maybe you can tell me if you've used them before in the past, but the easiest way to use them is to cut out the image that you want to use. So I've got here just these little sparkles here, and then you peel off the backing. We're going to toss this. We don't need that anymore. And then this is going to go here, and I'm going to put that on my window sheet. Now you can use your finger, or I like to use my bone folder and just with the flat end of the bone folder, go over top of the rub-ons. And that will now add that texture to our window sheet. So there, I don't know if you can see it, is that gold texture on the window sheet. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so now we're going to add this to our frame, and I'm going to use my liquid glue for that. So we're just going to add some strips of glue in the center where we don't have any circles. Just along like this, okay, and like that. Lovely. And now I'm going to flip this over and we're going to stick that down onto the frame. So when we flip it over, you can see that frame is behind. Oop, I should have given it a little bit more drying time. I'm just too excited. Okay, so we're going to stick that down one more time. There we go. Okay, leave it, Lindsay. Just let it do its thing. Okay, we're going to bring in now some foam strips, and these foam strips are going to be how we're going to make the shaker card part of it. So I usually like to eyeball it and then just give it a snip. So I need 2 of that size. So pull those off and we're going to stick those down. One of them is going to go here. And one of them is going to go here. Okay, and then we're going to do 2 on the sides. So about like that. So what you want to do is just make sure that there's no opening on the sides here, because we're going to be putting some glitter inside there, and we want to make sure that it's going to not have a place to escape out of. So this is going to go like that. Oh, gotta make sure it's on the sticky part down. There we go. Okay, lovely. So now we're gonna remove these backings before we add any of our bits and pieces to that background. Okay, and like that. So now we have our little spot that we're going to add the shaker parts to. So there's 2 different shaker things I'm going to add to this. I'm going to bring in our tiny bees, those tiny bee trinkets. They're so, so cute. And so one of the things that I'll mention is you're thinking about this window is going to be flipped over and put on your project. So I want the detail of the bee. So we're going to add the bees upside down. Okay, so I'm going to add about 5 little bees. Always thinking in terms of odd numbers. It just is one of those design things that look really nice is if you work with odd numbers. So we have our tiny bees, and then we're also going to add some loose shaker elements. You'll find these online. They're in the store in the online section. So you can also Google it. So I'm just going to give a pinch or 2 of this little confetti stuff like that. And now I'm going to bring in some designer series paper. Sharon, here it is. Boom, pool party. So we're going to flip this over and just mash it down like that. And there you can see is our little shaker element. So you can see the bees inside there, and then there's the gold texture. So if I just go ahead and take my scissors, I can trim off the excess. So there we have our shaker element. Now, I'm going to bring in one of our new textured card base and envelopes. So you can see the texture that's already on there. That's how it comes. And so we're going to just give that a little press with our bone folder. And then this is going to layer on the center of that card like that. Okay, but I want to add some decoration to it. So this is another really exciting new bundle. So this one is called Extraordinary Flora, and I have been playing with this one a lot. If you check my blog at about 1 p.m., so in another hour, cloud9stampers.com, you'll see another project that I did with this for the Totally Techniques blog hop, and I have a video showing how I've used this bundle for that one too. So this one has a stamp set that coordinates with this die, and I love a stamp set that will cut out all of the things at once. It's just such a nice time saver. But what is special about this one is it also works with this brand new washi tape. So we've never had anything like this before, but here you can see it's hefty. We've got a sizable roll of this stuff. I have another window sheet, again, just taken from the back of my stamp cases. We do sell window sheets, and if you want a window sheet that's very, very clean and crisp, you're gonna wanna use the window sheets that you purchase, but I think why not use up the free stuff, right? So when you roll it out, you'll see that there's a whole pattern of flowers that I can stick onto my sheet here. So I like to just start at the one side and then roll it out. Now this one, I didn't make my window sheet long enough, but what I wanted to show you is the next layer of flowers. It's repeating images in a different color. So there's purple and then there's pink. So we're gonna work with the purple one, and I'm just going to go ahead and trim it off where we see it here, okay? Lovely. So this one, I was maybe a little overzealous. It's always funny when I'm talking through on a live. Sometimes I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing, but I can fix it if I just peel off. Washi tape is quite forgiving. It's kind of like masking tape. So what you want to do is start from one side and then just keep pressing it down until you have the whole image pressed down. And then you can bring in that die set and run it through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and it's going to cut out all those little flowers. So here is what those look like when they're cut out. So you can see we've got all these beautiful images here. Now what I wanted to show you is what it looks like on the window sheet versus if you were to put it onto white cardstock. So here I've got a few of the elements still from a different project, and this is what it looks like on the white cardstock. So it's a little bit, the colors are a little more exaggerated, but I really like this idea of the clear ones, especially when we're working with a window sheet in a different way on this project. So one thing that I will mention is when you're working with the window sheet cut images, you will be able to see things through it. So you can see if I bring it up and I put it half on and half off the card, you can see the cardstock through the window sheet. So when you're adhering it to the project, you just want to be mindful about what kind of adhesive you're using. Now, I did find that the multi-purpose glue, because it dries clear, if you use that, it's going to hide the adhesive really, really well. So I'm just going to add a couple of pieces here and here. We can do one more over here. And so we'll stick that down like that, okay? Now I wanted to add a greeting, and here, I mean, you've already learned my love for like one die cut and giving you all of those things. So it's not going to surprise you when I show you this. My other sort of go-to must-have from the new annual catalog has been the more messages stamp set. So this is one big stamp, and you just put it on a giant clear block and you ink it up and stamp all of those words at the same time. And then same thing, you have one die, you throw it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine once, and you get all of the images cut out. So here you can see, I have a pile of them. And then you've got all these different occasions that you can pull from to be able to make your project. So I just love having these options. You could even leave it blank until you're ready to give the card. And then you could pick something to be able to send the card. So if I did lots of love here like that, you can see that it makes for a beautiful card. So let me just skip ahead and show you a finished one here. So this one is all assembled, and you can see we've got those rub-ons that are adding that extra gold texture. You can see my bees flying around in there, and then you can see my more messages on the top. So very, very pretty. All right, we're gonna move on to our next project using the those beautiful rub-ons. So I'm going to bring in this time. So, there's so many things going on today. You guys, I've had such a fun week. Okay, so this is the center from this die right here. So with black, I just cut out a center, and I'm gonna add that here. So I'm going to bring in my, my pool party, and I'm going to bring back in this washi tape. Oh, you are going to definitely want to get your hands on some of this. So, oh, thank you, Melinda. I appreciate that you like the card. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and roll this onto our pool party. So you'll notice I'm just smushing it back and forth until we get it all on. That's a little more successful than the first time I tried that. Well done. Well done, me. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and trim off that washi tape and give that a press. I can even just fold this over. I'm not being fussy about that. Okay, so now instead of using the floral die that cuts out all of those different images, I went ahead and brought in, yet another die that has all of the things to be able to cut it out at once. It's kind of like a theme today. So if you run this through your Big Boss, you're going to cut out this whole alphabet at the same time. So let me show you what that looks like. So here, I just brought in the platform so you can see. So here you can see are all these different letters that have been cut out. So here we've got this black label, and I'm going to write the word friend. So I'm going to bring in F, R, I, E, N, and D. Okay, and then you've got all these other letters that you can do many, many things with, but we're going to set this aside for now. Okay, so I saw something recently that I went, oh, that's brilliant. I think one of the artisans shared it. So they took the letters when you're working with a die cut alphabet, and you can use your grid paper to line up those letters. Do I want the end like that? No, I want it like that. Okay, and pop out the thing we don't want and line up the D. Okay, so I'm gonna just use my pokey tool here and just make sure that I've got everything lined up how I want it. There we go. Now I'm gonna bring in just some old washi tape. I haven't, these are just from like a long, long time ago. I use it a lot for lining up my dies. And I'm just gonna pick up the word. Then I can flip it over, and I'm gonna bring in my glue. We're gonna add some drops of glue. My friend Missy says, dot, dot, not a lot. I think about her every time I use glue now, because it just, you don't want it to be so much that it's gonna squish out the side. There are ways to correct that, but if you can start off clean, then it doesn't make it so hard. Oh, I've lost an F. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and layer that down. And I'm just gonna sneak up my washi tape so I can throw my F down too. You gotta give it some drying time. That's my least favorite part about using the glue. I am a Stampin' Seal girl because I live in a place that doesn't have a lot of humidity, and so I can use that a lot, but it's for these kinds of projects you need to be able to use the glue. I'm gonna just kind of give it a press, and we're gonna let that dry while we work on the next part of the project. Okay, I'm gonna bring in now a piece of green. Where did I put my green? The chaos that happens around video is always hilarious to me. There's always so many piles of things going on to get it all in. Okay, so we're gonna bring back in our rub-ons. These are the featured product today. And I wanna use this little paint sploosh. So this is going to go onto our project. So peel that off, and we're going to stick that onto our garden green cardstock. So give it a press. Again, I like to use the insurance of my bone folder. I'm being very gentle with it. I'm not pressing too hard, and I'm keeping it very flat while I do it, just so that we don't accidentally dent the paper or anything. But then when you pull that off, the reveal is just stunning. It's kind of like a really simple way to add embossing. That's what it feels like, because there's almost a little bit of texture to it. I guess that's why texture is in the name. But I just love how that adds such a fun thing to it. Okay, we're gonna bring in some silver twine. And with our silver twine, we're going to loop it. So we're gonna add it around my fingers about 4 times, 3, 4. And then I'm gonna hold the whole bunch like that. And then we're going to flip over our label and add it to our project. So I'm just going to use a little bit of adhesive. I've got some Stampin' Seal Plus. It's kind of the, I also have some tear and tape apparently. I'm messy today. We're gonna add a little bit of this to the back, and that's going to help hold our twine in place, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and give it a press, just like that. This one wants to flip. That's okay, we can let it do that. Now, dimensionals are gonna help give an insurance policy to add that in place. So I'm just gonna add some dimensionals over top and here in the corners. And then we're going to throw that onto our project. How many of you like the technique of adding twine to your back of your card like that? Okay, so this is gonna go on just like so. And then I'm gonna pull off the washi tape because our glue is now dry. And that is a way to add your alphabet things to your projects without having to worry too much about spacing. So there we've got friend, and I'm gonna bring in one of my more messages. I've got miss you, so we can just add that onto the corner of the, like that. And then if you haven't added rhinestones to your crafting repertoire, these are so nice. They're very affordable. So you can add more than just a couple to a project. I'm gonna add 5 because I'm feeling crazy. So we're gonna add 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Whoa, yeah, I know, wild. Okay, and let me skip to the end and show you the finished project. So there we go. So this one I used happy birthday on, but you can see it's so fun to see those flowers with the pool party coming through. And that's just all done with washi tape. And there you can see is our textured metallic rub-ons. Now, I just wanted to quickly show you a few other projects that I've done. So this one I did with something a bloom. Impressions of Bloom? Yeah, I think it's called Impressions of Bloom. And I used one of our flip flaps. So the flip flaps are intended for scrapbooking, but they're great for your card projects too. And I used the metallic rub-ons to add to the exterior of the flip flap. So you get that extra level of texture on it. And I just love how it mirrors those little flower accents. I think these are such a cute embellishment. So then when you open up your card, you have a spot that you could add a gift card and then add your little writing here. So just a cute way to make a card in a different way. So that's something else I've been playing with. I told you, I've been just like going crazy with these. Now I'm going to show you a sneak peek from my Maker Club this month. Like I said, I have 2 kits left. So for $35, you can get your curated maker box, and it includes the products that we use to make these projects. It's like a sampler kit, so it's not a class kit. It's just you have the product and then you can do what you like with it kind of kit. So this one was one that we made with this little flap. And these labels are included in the kit as well. Here you can see the rub-ons take blending really, really well. So this is another project that we shared. And then here you can see this designer series paper is also included in the maker box. So be sure to let me know if you want one of those too. We're also taking admission for next month as well. Now, the last thing I wanted to show you is this. So in our catalog, we have all sorts of templates that you can use. Now, I don't know how many of you are scrapbookers, and you see me make a lot of cards, so you might not know this about me, but I am a scrapbooker. I have been scrapbooking for many, many years. I sort of took a hiatus from it for a while. I taught a club called Scrappy Hour for many, many years, probably 15 or 16 years. And so I've just recently been getting back into scrapbooking, which has been very, very fun for me. And as you know, with the month-by-month virtual kit album that's coming out, there's lots of opportunities for you to try it out. In our new catalog, we have many scrapbooking workshop kits. These are kits that make 6 pages. And my June 14th Scrapbook in a Snap class, that class we are using a scrapbook workshop kit to make 6 pages. So I'm going to show you how simple scrapbooking truly can be. You don't need to have all the bells and whistles in your house to make them. All of the workshop kits are self-inclusive, so it's really, really handy. But if you're somebody who's like, hey, I used to scrapbook, or I really want to try scrapbooking, these scrapbook templates are a great way to be able to look at your supplies and build a scrapbook page from it. So if you look in the bottom corner here, you can see this little template. And I love this idea of a big photo and a little something. You could use 2 photos, or you'll see what I did with mine. This has got a little banner at the top, a little embellishment here, and then some journaling. So let me show you how I approached my scrapbook page. So this is what my page looks like. I wonder if I can zoom out a little bit so you can see. There we go. Okay. So I recently attended the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip to Orlando, but as a guest, not as an achiever. My friend Meg took me as a guest. And so I wanted to use the scrapbook paper that Stampin' Up! Gave as a gift. My friend Julie Davidson gave me some paper, and I really appreciate that because I don't know if you know this about me, but I love Mary Poppins. Like if you look when I'm talking and you can see my face, you can see there's a tea towel that says just a spoonful of sugar. And if you look carefully, I have this cute little mug. And this is the Mary Poppins, her little cane, right? And you can see there she is right there. I love Mary Poppins. I think she's just practically perfect in every way. And so when I saw that this paper was Mary Poppins, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to use it. So I wanted to show you, for those of you who are getting started in scrapbooking, how easy you can transfer your card making skills to scrapbooking. So here you can see is that exact same technique that I just did with the letters and the washi tape over top. And here you can see is that beautiful foil. So if you look at this, this is a card. So I just made a card size embellishment, and this has become the title of my scrapbook page. And then if you follow that template, I've lost the page. Oh, there it is. If you follow that template, you can see here we've got a large image and a smaller image. Well, there's my large image and my smaller image. And here, instead of doing my journaling there, I added a photo. Here you can see is the circle embellishment. Okay, that's what this is here. And then on this, we had a label or a flag on the top, and I used a rub-on to be that embellishment. So I just went ahead and took a card that I had made that worked really well within this the context of this scrapbook page, and then I just went ahead and followed that template. So it's really easy to think in terms of, okay, here's my card, I know how to work within that size, and then build the page from that. So this is my friend Meg, and this is my friend Cindy, and the three of us have been great friends for many, many years. And Cindy was in Disney with her grandkids and her whole family, so she was very, very busy. But sometimes when the kids were napping, we got to connect, and we loved grabbing a Starbucks together. So hence the little teacup here. And then you can see, if you know this wall, it's like a famous wall to take a photo with. So Meg and I grabbed a photo together there. And I just loved the cute little Hello Bestie, and it works within the color of this. So for those of you who need to try scrapbooking and you've been a little scared because you're like, hey, I'm a card maker, this is the way that you can kind of bridge the gap between the two worlds. Okay, well, let me show you one more time the things we worked on today. Such an easy and fun way to be able to make wow projects. I mean, these ones really do have that wow factor. And I love the little bees that are flying in there. It just makes for a fun shaker card idea. I hope you have an amazing weekend, my friends. If you're wondering why you don't have these products, be sure to head to my online store. Remember that with purchases as low as $25 Canadian, you can receive Stampin' Rewards that you can save for a year, or you can apply to your next order to get freebies. So it's a great addition to your craft collection when you can get some free stuff. Don't forget to take advantage of the demonstrator starter kit. Those will be ending May 31st, which is tomorrow if you're watching this video on May 30th. Okay, friends, have an amazing weekend. I hope that you get some crafting in. Bye for now.